Hi, I'm Brian Wagner from Wagner's Rose Nursery, and I'm just going to show you how to prepare the soil for planting a rose bush for the coming winter season. So look, at the moment, this is most probably a really typical situation where people would be wanting to put a rose bush. We've got a lawn down here, and what I'm going to do is cut this lawn out, and we'll put it aside, and I'm just going to dig a hole down here, and then we're going to put a bit of organic matter in the bottom of that hole, and we're going to let it sit. So I'm just going to dig a square here, and what we'll do, you don't have to go too deep or too big. Right, I'm just going to pop this out. We can just flip that one up, and I've got some rocks underneath this. I'm just going to put this soil just to one side. And it's not what you want. Rocks. So I'm just going to remove this. This is what's causing the problem. We'll get rid of that. Now the rest of this should be a little bit easier. Let's hope. We've also got a bit of clay down here. Now I'm going to go down a bit deeper than what you'd want to go down, but it's as you can see, I've got a reasonable hole here. You just want to see the depth of that hole, so you can see the depth of the spade here, and try and break this up a little bit at the bottom. You want to have it so that the root system can just freely travel down here. I'm in some quite tough soil here. There's a fair bit of clay in this ground, which just makes it a little bit harder. But the main thing is to get some organic matter. So look, I think that's plenty deep enough. And I'm using a product here, Seamungus. But look, honestly, you can really put anything down here. I'd be sort of sticking with any form of organic matter. If you wanted to put some, say, some old composted chook manure, a bit of a mix of chook, cow, the ratio is always a little bit less bird manure as opposed to animal manure. But these are really safe, these products. Your pelletized forms of blood and bone. And put a reasonable amount. There's a good handful there. And there's a bit more. So there's quite a bit in that bottom of that hole. And just stir it up with a little bit of soil. And what's going to happen is that you've already got a supply of food down there for the plant. So when you put this plant in, and we'll pop this, we'll put a rose bush in here in about another month or two. And we can put a little bit of a buffer of soil on the top of that and mix it up a little bit. And we can just let that sit there for a while now. And look, you could put a bit of old composted straw in there if you wanted to. I'm not going to, but you could put that down the bottom of the hole. You could stir it up a little bit, but just let that sit for a month. Look, whether it's a month or 2 months or a couple of weeks, it wouldn't really matter. You're not going to cause any burning through using this sort of form of fertilizer. So, but just let it sit there, and in another month or so, or 6 weeks, I'll put a rose bush in here, and I'll show you how to plant a rose bush. But you've already got the reserve of fertilizer in there for your plant when it sort of breaks through this this soil, and it will tap into that composted and broken down fertilizer that I've put into the bottom of that hole. And you'll find then that after a few weeks after that, your plant will start to perform really well and it'll take off. And that's all you have to do. Thank you.